What is up, you guys? How's everyone doing? My name is Marcy. Welcome to my channel. I am wearing these funky earrings. I bought them at a festival called Panda Festival. So much fun. I recommend it. I think next time I go, which will be next year, I'm planning on going again. I will film it so you guys can see what it's all about. It was really fun. I went with my mom and a friend, and it was my actual birthday, so I got to eat amazing Asian, Korean, Chinese, Japanese, like amazing food. And I didn't get to try everything, but it just, I don't know. I feel like if I go again, I might go by myself because my mom was having a hard time and our friend was kind of like in a rush, and I don't even know why. I thought I was gonna be the one in the rush because I actually have a concert that day. But anyways, these are my little funky earrings. They're really cute, right? So I wanted to go ahead and do my third attempt of filming this video specifically. Of how I ended up with a kitten. He's just chilling in the back like nap time for me. So as you guys know, me and my mom were renting a room for a little bit, 6 months to be exact, and the people in front of us of the house we were renting, they had all these freaking cats, and I always felt really bad for these cats. But then one day all these kittens just showed up, and I remember just being like, oh my god. And it was a lot. I think I counted and it was like 8 or 9 of them. They all look different sizes, so I don't think they were the same litter, but it was a lot of them. So, I remember just feeling really sad, and I didn't know who these cats or kittens belonged to, and I had a feeling that they did not belong to the people that lived in the front. So, after a few days, I remember my roommate saying that he had a conversation with the girl, the lady in front, and she was giving the kittens away. And I had not seen all of them. I've just seen like a few of them. There were more, okay? So I was like, oh, well, I don't really know anyone that wants a kitten, and you know, I feel like a lot of my friends who have cats, who love cats, don't live here. Like, they don't live in Georgia. So I didn't really know what to do, and I'm a person who loves to help. It's just in my nature. And I was just like, man, like, I felt really bad, and I didn't really know what to do. So I kind of just let it go, and it was the first time I ever let any of like this something go, but I just felt like I couldn't really do much just because like I didn't know the lady in front and all that stuff. So after a few more days, my roommate lets us know that one of his friends is actually going to get one of the kittens, and so he was going to try to get one of the kittens, and so he ended up getting one. Now this is the story where I actually meet Max, this dude that's laying back here. Do you guys see him? He's just chilling. He probably blends in really well with my bed. So, I had gone to a concert and I came home and I really had to pee. Like, I couldn't hold it anymore. So I opened the door. I don't even lock the door. I just rushed to the bathroom, and I kept hearing this meow, and I'm like, I was like, okay, am I going crazy, or am I hearing like a cat? And there was no cats living in this house. There was he has 3 dogs, and that's it, okay? So I was just like, what? Like, I was really confused. So I peed so quickly, because then I was like, okay, what if one of the kittens followed me into the house and is stuck between the glass door and the door. So I started panicking. I'm dead as fuck. I started panicking. So I wash my hands quickly. I go to the front. I open the door. No kitten. And I'm like, what the heck? Where is this cat coming from? So I go back outside and I'm like, what? Like, no cat, no kitten. What? I was like, am I going crazy? So I come back inside and I see Max in the cage. And he just looked terrified, scared, like what is going on? So I opened the cage and I pet him and I was like, it's okay, you're gonna be okay, you're gonna go to a new family, you're gonna have the best family ever. And I was just trying to comfort him, and it seemed like that really comforted him, because he did go to sleep after maybe 30 minutes. So the next day I told my mom, like, hey, there was a cat, and she told me, yeah, he rescued it for his friend. So he tells me that he's gonna give him until noon to pick up the cat. That's the time he told him. And it was Sunday, so me and my mom go out, and I just had this kitten in my head. Like, I couldn't get him out. And something told me that it was a sign from my grandma, because my grandma was a person who loved animals. Like, she took in all of the street dogs and would feed them and would give them water, give them shelter. Obviously, they didn't live inside with us because we didn't have a huge house, so it would have been a lot to have all these dogs. But my grandmother did, and I mean, she did literally take care of so many pets. It was wild. And I remember one time she had rescued a cat, and we had this bond. Like, we just had a bond that, you know, she followed me everywhere, and I never really ended up having like a cat for a very long time, because right when she was okay, so like I was saying, my battery died. That was the first cat I kind of interacted with. And then I did not know this, but I was going through my old albums right when we moved, before we moved, and then after we moved back in here, you know. And I saw this picture of me. I think I was maybe 7, 8 years old, and I was holding a black cat. And I don't remember having a black cat ever, but it was in our apartment at that time that I was that age, and I'm pretty sure we didn't keep it because my dad is not a fan of pets, just period. So, and then when I was freshly out of high school, my mom's friend rescued a cat, and then I had it here for a very short time, and then we had to give it away because it scratched me really, really bad. And I'm talking about in my eyeball. And I thought I was going blind. I thought I was going to go blind. No joke. So my mom gave that to a family from church. How was he doing? How are she or he doing? I have no idea. And then I rescued another cat, and then I ended up giving it to a friend, just because I don't know what happened to him, like him or her. I thought it was a girl, and then it ended up being a boy. So all of my cats in my life have been very short-lived. And something just kept telling me that day, like, this cat is meant to be with you. And I kept thinking about, like, oh my God, I hope they pick him up. I hope he goes to a great family. Like, I was just really just scared that maybe he wasn't going to go to a good family. So we come home, it's way past afternoon, and the Mac's not there. And I was kind of bummed out because I kind of wanted to keep him. So we talked to the roommate, and he was like, no, I just let him back outside because my friend never came and picked him up. And I was like, oh my God. So I immediately go back outside. I try to find him and all the other kittens. Because at that point I was like, you know what? I really want a cat. Like, I really want one of these kittens, and whoever comes up first is gonna be mine. Nothing. So I was just like, darn. So the next day, Monday morning, I run into Max and all the other kittens, but I know myself and I just can't, I don't have the heart to kind of just get a cat and then just leave it abandoned, and just not have it food for it or a litter box or anything. So I made the choice to just leave him there. And that kept happening. And I'm like, if I run into him in the afternoon, I am going to get one. But I really wanted Max, okay? So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I only kept seeing them in the morning. And then afternoon, I would just not see them. So I was like, maybe this is not meant for me. Maybe I'm forcing something that's not meant to be for me. So I kind of just let it go. Okay, Thursday comes along. Me and my mom got off work a little early from work, and there was Max. He was just standing. There was these little steps, and he was just standing there, and he was just like, okay, I'm here. Take me in. This is my house. This is my family. And I was like, holy shit. And so I picked him up, and he was just so happy. He was meowing. He was purring. He was just, you can tell he was happy. I think because he knew that I lived there and that I was going to comfort him. So then I go inside and I'm like, shoot, I need to ask my roommate if it's okay for me to have this cat here. So I just left him outside because I don't, you know, if he was going to say no, like I was already holding him, I was going to get too attached. So I immediately go to my room and I'm like, hey, so I found the cat that you found and that you brought in. Is it okay if I keep him? And he was like, yeah, no problem. Go get him. So I rushed over because I was like, oh, hopefully he didn't leave. And he was just standing there. Like, he knew what was going on. Like, he knew, like, okay, I need to just wait here. She's going to come right out. She's going to take me in. I took him in. All the other kittens were just looking at me like, save me. And I was like, I need time to be able to rescue all of them and take them to a shelter. So I give him to my mom. And I'm like, I need to go to Walmart right now. There is a PetSmart that's pretty near me, but I knew I wasn't going to make it with traffic and all stuff. And I still needed to have time to shower and do all that stuff. So I went to Walmart. I got everything I need. Well, everything that I can find there because I wasn't able to find everything. But the essentials. Food, litter box, litter, treats, some toys, and obviously shampoo for fleas because I knew he was going to have fleas. Come home. Immediately give him a bath. He had so many fleas. It was wild. It was wild. This was July 3rd, okay? And then I'm like, shit, like everything's gonna be closed tomorrow. So like I can't take him to the vet. And so I tried my hardest to get all the fleas. Obviously fleas are impossible to take off of a pet, but I tried my best. I gave him 3 baths. He was just like, whoa, I did not expect this. And as I showered and everything, my mom, you know, comforted him and kept him warm to be able to dry. And then I fed him and he was just so hungry. He ate 3 little small kitten little wet foods like this. And so I made his little litter box and everything, and he clearly had no idea what a litter box was. And I will put pictures of Max around here so you guys can see what he was so teeny when I found him. I feel like he's becoming a little toddler now. Like when I found him, he was literally a baby. So, oh no, I didn't get him wet. Well, I did get him kitten wet food, but I didn't know how old he was. So I was scared and I ended up buying milk. Like milk for kittens, and he just was so thirsty. He was just drinking that shit up. And I'm like, okay, Max, we have, you know, I didn't have a name for him or her at the moment. My mom nicknamed Mimi, which is the cat that I grew up with my grandma. And so he was Mimi for a while, and I bought everything pink because I thought he was a girl. But so I remember going to the concert, really enjoying the concert, but also at the same time I was really concerned because he was going to be by himself. And we come home and he was just knocked out. You could just tell, like, he was just so relieved that he didn't have little fleas flying walking around everywhere around him, and he ate, and he got a bath. And I think when you give a pet a bath, it really truly relaxes them. If they enjoy baths, and I felt like the bath really just relaxed him because he was so stressed about it, but it relaxed him towards the end. And yeah, he's been with us since then. So July, August, September, it's been roughly 3 months. And he is just the craziest cat I think I've ever had. He can be sweet, but he can also be a little bit of sassy. So let me go get him. So he's just napping away. Come here, Max. You want to go? Oh, I know, such a sleepy boy. But this is Max. I'm gonna show him you. You want to say hi to the camera? Oh, I just hurt myself. That wasn't Max, that was me. You want to say hi? See, I'm just trying to take a nap here. He has pink spots because I gave him a kiss. But this is just handsome boy, right? Who's a handsome baby? She's like, I'm just trying to sleep, mama. I'm not trying to be up here and close and personal. And everyone loves him. I take him to the vet and everyone's obsessed with him. Everyone wants to see how he's growing. So when I brought him in the first time, which is another funny story. Okay, I'm going to take you back to your napping place. Here you go. Here's your blankie. Here's your blankie. Come here. Come here. Here's your blankie. You don't want to sleep on your blankie? Oh, okay. So, he's just like, why'd you do that? Oh, he's trying to get his blankie. This is his blanket. That has been his blanket since he was found. So the next day, I remember I said it was 4th of July. So I went to PetSmart. Shockingly, they were open, and I needed to get more stuff because, like I said, I wasn't able to find everything at Walmart, and I was shocked to see that the vet was open. So I went to the front and I was like, hey, I just found this cat. I don't know anything about the cat. I don't know how old he is. I don't know if it's a him or her, whatever. So they were like, well, we can't take him in today. We have to wait until tomorrow, but I can book you an appointment for tomorrow. And I was like, perfect. So that's when we found out that Mimi was actually Max. And he was about 3 to 4 weigks. No, I think he said 4 to 6 weeks or something like that. I forgot. He was very little. He weighed like, I think barely a pound. So he was teeny when he was found. He officially has all his vaccinations, and he, is living the best cat life ever. He has his own little cat tree, and I'm planning on buying another one for the living room. But it's been very different. Now, I'm going to talk about my dogs because if you watched my channel, you know that I have 2 dogs that I share with my ex-husband. Realistically, I knew that bringing them back here was going to be very difficult because they're used to being in a really big backyard and being with their dad. It's been 6 months. So I said, maybe this is for the first time my own pet my dogs. Yes, they're mine, but they have my ex-husband's last name, so we have to share them. And it sucks. It sucks, but I miss them. I'm not gonna lie. I am planning on bringing them here, maybe just like every other weekend, just so they know that I am still around and I just didn't abandon them. But it has been nice not having to deal with my ex-husband. I'm not gonna lie, just because sometimes he can be very fucking difficult when it comes to the dogs. Believe it or not, sometimes he loses his shit and he just goes crazy. And it's been really nice not having to reach out to him and be like, hey, I need you to help me with this, or I need you to help me with that, or blah blah blah. So it has been a nice situation to not deal with him. It kind of gave me a point of view what it's going to be like when the dogs are not here anymore and I don't have to deal with him anymore. Like, it would mean that we would completely lose ties of communication because we only communicate because of the dogs. But I am planning on having them here on the weekends, like every other weekend maybe. I don't really know. Just because I feel like if I have all 3 pets here, it will be very stressful for everybody. And I don't know. I felt like my ex-husband really needed to kind of take in the responsibility of owning the dogs, because it was just me at one point. Even though here and there he was helping financially, it was just me with 2 dogs and it was a lot, I'm not gonna lie. So for now, I think it's just gonna be me and Max. Here and there, you may see the dogs. And then once I buy a house and I have the space for all these pets, I will have them all here, you know? I just feel like I don't have the space here for all 3 pets. But yeah, I would like to say that Max has really come into my life and he has helped me just not feel alone. For those 6 months, I felt very alone and I missed my dogs so much. But then I analyze and I'm like, they're not technically fully my pets. Max is. And he's been getting spoiled, you know, he gets massages and he's the boss here. We just live in his world, okay? He is the boss. So I'm happy. Everyone has been asking me like, how is he doing and everything, and he's been great. He's honestly crazy sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, but sometimes he is very, very just like the sweetest. Like, he understands. Like, he'll come and lay next to me and chill with me and just, you know, be like, oh, you know. But yeah, like, I'm happy. And, you know, if you guys ever see a cat just walking around, it's him. So peace out, take care, see you guys in the next one, bye.